Just about a year ago, the internet was broken with one of the most surprising Super Smash Bros. Reveal trailers of all time. Steve and Alex from Minecraft were revealed as fully playable additions to the Smash Fighter roster. This made them the first indie characters to make it in as fully playable, and many were happy with their inclusion due to Minecraft being one of the biggest and most popular games of all time. Aside from Minecraft Steve, a plethora of indie franchises have been recognized in Smash already via costumes for the customizable Mii Fighters. Popular indie characters like Cuphead now have a presence in Smash as downloadable Mii Fighter outfits, and some even include a music track with the purchase. I think this is a great idea for adding as many series as possible to this ultimate Smash Bros. Game. Though the trend so far has been that indie characters typically get Mii outfits, it's not out of the realm of possibility to imagine the final DLC fighter being from an indie game series. Minecraft's Steve and Alex pretty much open the door for any video game character to enter Smash, so to commemorate 1 year since their announcement, today I'd like to discuss 5 indie character choices that I think would make for a great ending to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's Fighters Pass 2. The Knight, Hollow Knight. I think the Knight from Hollow Knight would be a great choice for Smash because first of all, its immense popularity. Hollow Knight is widely celebrated as one of the best games, indie or not indie, to come out in the last few years, and many have become diehards for the franchise. Also, the Knight has a unique design that's very well suited to the Smash universe. The variety of abilities learned in Hollow Knight would transfer easily to a Smash Bros. Moveset. It seems to me that the Knight would be an extremely quick and agile character, one who is lightweight and focuses more on getting hits due to its speed rather than its power. Sure, Hollow Knight would work as a Mii costume as well, but I think fully playable representation for this character would be one of the strongest ways to represent indie games in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. As one of the most celebrated indie titles of all time, and a popular title on Nintendo Switch, I could easily see the Knight from Hollow Knight claiming that last spot on the roster and drumming up a lot of fanfare around it. Additionally, I could see Hornet, who seems to be starring in the upcoming follow-up title Hollow Knight Silksong, being added to the roster to promote the release of that game, if it ever releases. Either way, I think some representative of the Hollow Knight series would be a fantastic way to end the Fighters Pass and would make a lot of fans happy, which is the most important thing, right? Hat Kid, a hat in time. There rarely comes along a new age 3D platformer that's as celebrated as a Hat in Time. The game appeared on many Game of the Year lists when it came out, and is an extremely successful indie title that is also available on Nintendo Switch. The main character of A Hat in Time, titled Hat Kid, would be a great addition to Smash, not just because of the game's popularity and great reception. Hat Kid is also a great choice because, again, a similar theme with most of these characters is that their in-game moveset would easily translate to the Super Smash Bros. Universe. Their umbrella is a perfect tool to craft a moveset around, and I think that's a key aspect to making certain characters viable choices to enter our favorite Nintendo multiplayer brawler. Hat Kid certainly fits the bill for a fun and interesting addition to the playable roster. We already have Mario and Banjo in the game, so why not add one more fan favorite 3D platforming hero with Hat Kid from A Hat in Time. Madeline Celeste. My personal favorite choice for an indie representative to join Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is Madeline, the main protagonist of the 2D platforming game Celeste. Celeste was created by indie developer Matt Makes Games, and just like Hat in Time and Hollow Knight, it's an extremely highly rated title in its own right. Celeste is probably my personal favorite indie game right now, and therefore my top choice for an indie character getting into Smash would certainly be Madeline. Also, Madeline would make a great alt costume or even Echo Fighter for her. I have a bit of trouble visualizing a potential moveset for Madeline due to her relatively simple kit within Celeste, but I don't think that this is that much of a barrier, as I'm sure Sakurai and the team could come up with something great for her to fight with. Similar to my thoughts on the Knight from Hollow Knight, I think Madeline would be a speed-based character as opposed to a power-based one. Her most notable move within Celeste is her dash, and because of this, I could see her Smash design being based completely around this move. Her dash could be the centerpiece of her moveset, and her fighting style could be developed off of using it properly. Maybe strawberries could spawn around the stage that would power you up as you dash to them. Just an idea. I think this is a potentially interesting mechanic that could make Madeline, my favorite indie game character, a successful fighter to close off Volume 2 of the Fighter's Pass for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Of all the choices on this list, I'm hoping for this one the most. Shovel Knight. Perhaps the biggest indie darling character of all time, I'm actually a bit surprised that Shovel Knight is not a playable fighter in Smash Bros. Already. I understand that he's an assist trophy, and these typically have a low chance of being upgraded to fully playable fighters, but I think if anyone could do it out of pretty much any character on the assist roster, Shovel Knight is a top choice. He is suited perfectly for a fully playable role, as he fits my personal criteria to a T. He has a unique signature weapon and moves that could be pulled directly from his base game for a fantastic Smash moveset. Shovel Knight is an indie game that has almost transcended the indie sphere and has become mainstream, and a wide array of gamers know about Shovel Knight, so his inclusion in Smash wouldn't be shocking to the mass audience. I believe many would be happy to see Shovel Knight finally join the roster, and I don't think this actually happening is too far out of the question. Shovel Knight games are available on Nintendo consoles, and the character even has its very own amiibo figure. The shovel wielder is often seen as the #1 choice on many indie Smash character lists, and for very good reason. If I was a betting man, Shovel Knight would be the one character I would pick to have the highest chance of actually making the roster of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's Fighter's Pass Volume 2. Isaac. Binding of Isaac. While I'm putting all my hopes and dreams in the basket of a certain other character named Isaac, fellow Golden Sun fans, rise up and lend him your power by hitting that like button right now. Let's get Isaac from Golden Sun into Smash. But all jokes aside, one of the oldest and most iconic indie game characters is indeed Isaac from The Binding of Isaac. Isaac would not only do a great job representing indie games in Smash as a whole, but would bring a character from an all-new style of game to the Smash roster. Binding of Isaac is a roguelike game, meaning levels are all procedurally generated. It is also part shooter, which has pretty low representation in Smash as it is. This makes Isaac a very interesting choice, and his design would certainly stand out amongst the rest of the roster. Isaac gathers a series of upgrades during his game which could easily be translated to a unique Smash kit and playstyle, and I think the variety of options Sakurai and the team would have with Isaac's moveset would make him an extremely fun fighter to use when all is said and done. When you think about it, Isaac fits the bill in two ways. He would work super well in the game from a mechanical standpoint, and in terms of legacy, he's one of the most iconic indie characters you could possibly get. Binding of Isaac titles are available on Nintendo Switch also, so I don't see much of a barrier to entry for this indie game darling to join the playable roster as the last addition to our amazing lineup of DLC. There may be characters that would generate much more hype than Isaac, like Isaac from Golden Sun, but I think Binding of Isaac's protagonist would be a fantastic choice for the roster nonetheless. Honorable mentions. YookaLaylee. Another set of indie 3D platformer icons, Platonic's Yuka the Chameleon and Laylee the Bat are modern-day spiritual successors to Banjo and Kazooie, who already have a presence in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Because of this, it's not much of a stretch to imagine this mammal and reptile combo working extremely well within the fighting game. Their fun, kid-friendly design and status as 3D platformer collectathon mascots make them strong choices to join the battle in Smash. However, the main problem I see working against Yuka and Laylee is the competition they have to face. I really don't see them making the Smash Bros. Roster over other 3D platformer heroes that have a much wider and more storied history, such as Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, and even characters like Jak and Daxter and Ratchet and Clank, despite the fact that these are Sony characters. The 3D platforming hero is a popular archetype for Smash characters in general, and though YookaLaylee would be a strong choice to end the Fighter's Pass, I think there are several more important and iconic options ahead of them in line. This isn't to say I don't think they'd be great additions to Smash, but I think I speak for many of us in saying that there are many characters from the same or similar genres that we'd like to see added to the game before this duo. Frisk, Undertale. Undertale is another one of those indie darlings that makes perfect sense to include in Smash in some way. Having some sort of Undertale representation in Smash seems like a no-brainer, as many Smash fans also enjoy Undertale, and the game has been available on Nintendo Switch for quite some time now. Undertale creator Toby Fox was highly inspired by Nintendo games such as Earthbound, and has even worked with Nintendo on numerous occasions. In my opinion, the main barrier for Frisk, Undertale's protagonist, joining the Smash roster is the fact that Undertale is already represented by the Sans Mii costume that dropped with one of the previous DLC updates. While this costume is a great addition that is enjoyed by many, I think this also means that the ship might have sailed when it comes to a fully playable, unique character from Undertale. If we're saying that Mii outfits are full deconfirmed for characters joining the roster, then I don't think it's too much of a stretch to say that since there is already an Undertale Mii costume fighter that includes a music track, more Smash DLC content related to Undertale is probably not in the cards. Also, I think that Sans is arguably more popular and recognizable than Frisk, so if anyone from Undertale was going to be a playable fighter, I think Sans would have already been it. To me, it makes more sense for it to be the other way around. Frisk could be the Mii costume and Sans would be the fully playable fighter. But this is just my personal opinion. I'm not really basing it off of anything other than my perception of each character's popularity and icon status. While I don't think that the Sans Mii costume closes the door for Frisk 100%, I do think it makes the percentage chance for them to join the roster go down quite a bit. Hence why I placed this character as my list's last honorable mention. The field of indie games is so large now, and it's growing constantly. More games are being developed and released as we speak. Each year, going forward, more and more indie games will receive critical acclaim, and players all over the world will gladly buy and enjoy them. I'm loving the fact that these games are readily available on marketplaces like the Nintendo eShop, and that these experiences can go toe-to-toe with AAA developed titles. Because of this, I think it's important to consider some indie characters as potential options to close out the DLC Fighters Pass of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's a new world that we're living in, and I for one am excited for the future. Let me know your thoughts about my list in the comments below. Do you have a favorite indie character that you think would make a great choice for the Smash roster? What do you think of my choices? And did I miss anyone important? Is there a chance that an indie character ends this Fighters Pass? Do you think this last spot will be reserved for a character from a bigger and more historic series? Or do you think some of these indie choices fit the bill? These are all really interesting questions, so let's have a discussion about it. That's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep it here for more quality Nintendo content.